the aftermath of the dreaded Great War, America faced great prosperity during the Roaring Twenties. Rapid changes occurred during the decade, including women's suffrage and the establishment of prohibition were in full effect. The industry boom of the 20s would forever change the entire layout of America, mass-producing Ford cars for every consumer. The 1920s would be characterized by the economic boom, the social expansion, and the great changes in politics.
In the 1920s, there were many lifestyle changes. The household daily life changed with new inventions, including the refrigerator, washing machines, and vacuums. Motion pictures also became very popular. Los Angeles became the fastest-growing city, and the Hollywood sign was made. The radio then came out and would play music, shows, and talked about sports. Lastly, buses began to replace trolleys, and automobiles increased people's mobility.
The 1920s had an economic boom that increased consumer confidence, advertisement, job opportunities, and mass production. Consumers became more confident in their decisions to buy big-ticket items like cars, washing machines, pianos, and radios. There were new inventions in almost every field of endeavor, including a growth in the automobile industry. There were improvements in labor productivity, but a major invention that changed America forever was assembly lines.
President Warren Harding was president from 1921 to 1923. He was intellectually weak and his presidency was full of scandals. After Harding died of a heart attack, Calvin Coolidge went into office. Coolidge believed in the least amount of government. He said, "America's business is America's business," which captures the philosophy of the Republicans' new era. He also believed that wealthy men such as Andrew Mellon were best suited to make society's key decisions. President Hoover was in office from 1929 to 1933. He is the most influential figure of the Republican era. He wanted to create a favorable climate for business. He had a policy known as associative state, which meant the government would encourage voluntary cooperation among corporations, consumers, workers, farmers, and small businessmen. After World War I, the U.S. had new ideas for foreign policy. It was insisted that investment capital should not be spent on U.S. enemies such as the Soviet Union or non-productive enterprises like munitions or weapons. Americans were blaming immigrants for the rise of unemployment. In 1921, Congress passed the Immigration Act, setting a maximum of 357,000 new immigrants each year. Also, the quotas limited the annual immigration from Europe to 3% of the number of its natives counted in the 1910 U.S. Census, which was later changed to 2% from the 1890 census in the Johnson-Reed Immigration Act of 1924.
The overall changes in society, economics, and politics defined the 1920s for America. The population boom and the affordable automobile and radical political policies revolutionized cities worldwide. Advancements to technologies and the rise of a newer, more exciting life due to jazz and the arts created the picture for the Roaring Twenties. The 1920s was the period of great American prosperity.